I wanted to talk about a person who is a huge point of conflict when he comes up in conversation. And that person is Elon Musk. And again, I've said this before on my podcast. I don't want to come across like I'm bringing up the controversial thing just to get clicks. You know what I mean? I don't want to come across that way, or I don't want to become that. Like, I don't want to become somebody who just talks about what's controversial just because that's what society's talking about. And that's how you guys get what I'm saying. I don't want to just join the wave for the sake of it, but I do actually genuinely want to bring him up because I noticed something interesting about him when he came up, not about him, but like about the emotions that he elicits when he comes up in conversation. So and I were listening to a podcast the other day. We were listening to, I think it was a David Goggins podcast. And both and I agreed that we like David Goggins. But anyways, where I'm going with this and how Elon Musk has to do with this is that I liked David Goggins. But somewhere in the podcast clip, I noticed that the topic of Elon Musk came up, and David Goggins was in favor of Elon Musk. Like, he had positive things to say about him. And then all of a sudden I noticed like got like all jittery. And I just thought that was like, this was an interesting thing I wanted to talk about and point out, because I've noticed this is just like one example of something that I see going on in society right now. I have noticed that when something comes up that has been politicized in some type of way, and I do feel like Elon Musk has been politicized. Like he has been politicized, which is interesting because I feel like he used to be like a spokesperson for the left, and now he's been kind of like a spokesperson for the right. But I have noticed something interesting, that when a certain figure or topic comes up that is on the opposite team of your team, it just elicits all these emotions, and people kind of go down these like rabbit holes, like these mental rabbit holes of like, oh, you know, David Goggins likes Elon Musk. Well, now David Goggins must be like on the right, and he must be anti-climate change, and he must be pro this and pro that. Like, people go down these like mental rabbit holes as soon as they hear that somebody likes somebody of the opposite team. They automatically just like go down this path of like, oh, he's on the right, and it's just like, slow down. And by the way, I'm not attacking. Like, we had a long talk about this, and he's like cool with it or whatever. But like, what I wanted to point that out is that like, that's a common way people respond to those types of things. And for some reason, this got the wheels turning in my head about politics and about the division of politics. Because, okay, for example, I love David Goggins. I trust him. And actually, I'm not even going to use David Goggins as the example. I'm going to use Lex Fridman as the example, because Lex Fridman is also a supporter of Elon Musk. He also thinks very highly of Elon Musk. So forget David Goggins. Let's go for Elon Musk. Let's go for Lex Fridman. Lex Fridman is a supporter of Elon Musk. I can confidently say that Lex Fridman is a very intelligent, loving, good person who wants to do good for society. But he likes Elon Musk, okay? Is also, and I could confidently say, is also a very intelligent person who wants to do good things for society, right? So to me, this is an interesting situation, because it's like, I love and trust both these people. I look up to both these people. I trust both of these people's opinions, but they're both saying something completely different about Elon Musk. And from what I understand is that it seems to be that the people who are pro Elon Musk believe that he is a unique individual who is thinking about the far future, who wants to get people to Mars. And he's somebody that we need right now, because not a lot of people have that mindset to like really think about the far, far future. Because if we had people thinking about the far, far future, we may have never been in the situation we are now with the climate change and everything like that. So it's like people like this who are focused on 500 years from now as opposed to the now. We need those people, and he's a unique person who's willing to fight that not a lot of people are willing to fight. That's how the people who are pro him feel. The people who are anti him feel that Elon Musk is full of shit, that people glorify him and they think that he's this heroic figure. People think that he's this heroic figure, but really he doesn't give a fuck. It's not about any of that. He's just fooling people and scamming people for their money. It's really just about his ego, etc. So what I find interesting about this is that, like I said, going back to what I said before, I love and I trust him. I also love and trust Lex Fridman, and who I also think is a wonderful person. And they're both saying completely different things. So to me, what that is saying is that somebody's wrong and somebody is being fooled, So like, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I just wanted to point out to people that, and the reason I'm bringing up that, the reason I kept saying over and over again that like, these are both good, loving people that have two different beliefs. I kept emphasizing that and making that clear because I wanted to bring up to people that even good, honest people could accidentally fall susceptible to bad ideas. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I do feel like that is a problem we have in society right now. That like, if somebody brings up an idea that they disagree with, they go down these mental rabbit holes of like, oh, they're this, then they're, it's just like, slow down. Let's just take a moment to realize that you can be a very good person and accidentally fall victim to like fake news articles. You know what I mean? And so who's correct in that situation? I have no fucking clue. I personally don't have an opinion on Elon Musk either way because I don't really know enough about him or this situation. Either somebody's wrong, or maybe nobody's wrong. Maybe there's just like a combination of the truth. Like maybe he is this egotistical maniac, but for whatever reason, this egotistical maniac is able to like solve problems that we need. Maybe there's like a combination of the truth. I don't know. But like, that's not even the point. The point I'm trying to make isn't like, is Elon Musk a good person or a bad person? The point I'm trying to make is I just wanted to point out that you can be a good person and still have shitty ideas that are opposite of yours. You know what I mean? And to me, that was like very clear evidence of like, we don't have to hate somebody just because they have different ideas than you. You know what I mean? You don't have to have disdain for somebody just because they have different ideas than you. I think we should have compassion and understanding that maybe good, honest people might accidentally fall victim. For example, I guess what I'm trying to say about this is like, let's say Elon Musk is a piece of shit and that's actually the truth. And for some reason, these brilliant people like Lex Fridman believe that he's a good person. Let's say they're actually being fooled. Does that mean we should not like Lex Fridman? And does that mean we should not honor the good that Lex Fridman is doing for the world just because he fell victim to a bad idea? You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think it's something to think about. And I feel like the conversation about politics are so divided gets like thrown out there without really like an honest explanation of what that means. And I feel like it's kind of like cliche, like politics are divided and people always talk about that. But I feel like that's kind of a clear example of what politics being divided means. I think in general as a society, holy shit, I just heard the loudest thunder ever. That was fucking freaky. Anyways, long story short, I feel like I want to personally start paying more attention to stuff like that. Like, I want to realize that I could fall victim to bad ideas. Like, I could accidentally believe something stupid. And so could good people. You know what I mean? We're all human and we all are susceptible to falling for the quote unquote fake news or the fake articles. Good, honest people could accidentally fall into bad ideas, And I think it's important to continue to have love and compassion for people regardless of what their ideas are and really see things at face value, So David Goggins likes Elon Musk. Okay. Maybe Elon Musk sucks. Okay. Does that mean we should just totally discredit David Goggins and suddenly lump him into this like list of shitty things just because he has a different idea? I don't know. I don't agree with that. And I do want to make a point to continue to keep on bringing that up. And that's really all I have to say about that. I kind of went into a weird like rant about that. So I'm sorry if that was a little out there, but I'm going to try to continue to articulate that the best that I could. And hopefully as time goes on, I can get closer and closer to being able to articulate that as clear as I possibly could.